Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
We're good.
Very good.
Oh, so nice. Now I see how everybody is sitting. So cool. So, I saw they gave us 4 episodes to watch. It's amazing, I have to say. And you think, wow. But we are not allowed to give anything away. So I start with Joseph because you are the new one in the in the whole cast. How was the experience for you? And especially, what did your castmates tell you? What will happen with your life when you're part of Stranger Things?
Oh, what was it like? It was obviously a very kind of shocking thing. I didn't expect to kind of come and join this thing, but everyone was very kind and welcoming and very generous of their time, which was greatly appreciated. In terms of like what they haven't really spoken to me about like anything how it's gonna affect my life or anything, but they were very very helpful scene partners and great friends during the whole period, definitely.
So cool. Yeah, you can see it as a viewer that it's a cool group together, that somehow it works. You can feel that. I'm jumping to Maya. Maya, because you worked a lot before in movies and a series, but how did Stranger Things change your life in the public eye, you think, on Instagram and social media especially?
I think the most amazing thing that it did for me personally is the weight of the show and the effect that it has on so many people has it really helped me to form an identity for myself apart from my family, which I'm unbelievably grateful for, both like the kind of door that my parents got me through and the kind of advantage and like sort of permission and information and education that was. But it's been really amazing to get there's an article about me and it doesn't just like say this so-and-so's daughter, it says like so-and-so from Stranger Things, and that's such a privilege.
And she has parents, right?
Yeah, and it's such a privilege, and I feel so lucky. And then I guess other than that, it's brought me such incredible friends and permission to live a life as an artist, which is just like a really rarefied, unbelievable privilege. And
absolutely.
So I feel deeply indebted.
And Joey, for you, you're there since the beginning. How did the public eye? How did you deal with it? All of a sudden, the whole world knows you. So how do you deal with? I wanted to say, but I say things like that.
Of course, well, it helps that it happened with everybody on the show. If I imagine it is extremely difficult to go through something like that on your own. But luckily, we were kind of surrounded by the people that we had just made the show with. When we wrapped the show, initially, I was just really hoping we could, have a second season and work again. And when we said goodbye at the end of shooting season 1, it was just like, oh, maybe we'll never work together again. Maybe I'll never see you guys again. So, that I guess that it would have been a very different story if not for everybody else to be like, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? Is everything okay with you? Okay, good. And, being able to check in.
Yeah. And Natalia, how was it for you, the experience? Did you change? Of course, it helps the career, but at the same time, personally, how did you grow with the series?
Yeah, it's such an incredible opportunity, and it really has become such a part of our lives. And for me, for like most of my 20s, which is like a very growing time, I think. So, it's hard to imagine it without that, or what would have happened without this. But it's really, it is such a family. And I'll echo what Joe said in the sense where it's like, I feel very fortunate that we, there's just a good group of people who are very grounded, talented people who kind of experienced this together, because I think none of us were expecting it really to like sort of explode in popularity in the way that it did. So I don't think we were necessarily mentally prepared. I mean, how could you be for that? So yeah, having each other, kind of it kind of forces you to figure some things out and find out what your boundaries are, and like, which is, I think, an important thing to figure out in that time of your life anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't, I'm very grateful for it. But it's definitely shaped, I think, everybody.
And what you say, Natalia, the cool thing is that you have to ask other cast members and you go through similar things together. So you can exchange your experiences, right? That completely helps.
Yeah.
I have half a minute left. Coming back to you, Maya, and maybe I do the round. What was the best advice you became as an artist, and from whom? Which you really always have in your mind, like your mantra, kind of.
Let your shoulders be as open and curious as your mind.
And from whom is that?
A drama teacher.
Oh, wow, that's nice. I keep that in mind. It's a good one. So, guys, have fun today with the interviews and, of course, with the next series, which will come up soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. See you. Bye.